Hello and good morning, everyone. My name is Amreen Fatima, and I will be presenting my programming skills portfolio code for assessment 1. So, moving on, let's go to the first exercise, which is coding is cool. And the requirement was to use string concatenation to combine the variables and print the phrase coding is cool. So, we have assigned first variable, second variable, and third variable specific values. So, when we concatenate these specific variables, we get the output as coding is cool. So we have kept a variable, which is message, which contains all of these separate variables and concatenates them, and then the print message prints out the output for that. So let's print this message real quick. Yeah, it prints out coding is cool. Moving on, let's move on to the second exercise, which is simple sums, in which we are supposed to be printing out the output of a specific sum using variables and values. So we have assigned the valuables to the following variables, and we have added comments regarding that. And the first two are basically assigning values to a specific variable, and the third one is basically adding the sum of integer 1 and integer 2. And then the print message prints out the output of the sum. So let's run this code and let's see how it looks. And there you have it, it prints out 18. Moving on, let's go to our third exercise, which is biography simple. So first we have stored our information inside specific dictionary, which is named as personal information. And this stores my name, my hometown, and my age. And the following print statement uses string concatenation to output the answer to my personal information on separate lines using a backward slash n. So now let's run the code and see how it looks. And there you have it. It shows my biography, basically my name, my hometown, and my age. So now let's go to biography advanced and see what that looks like. So in this one, there's a little bit of a difference in which we're supposed to get user input for their name, hometown, and age instead of predefined values. So we also have a little bit of a different formatting for the age. So if someone enters lettering instead of like a number name instead of an integer name, that will either try to be converted into an integer or it will simply be asking the user to enter the same number but in integer value. So first we have used a define function to define, and we have used personal user information for that to make it clear for us to understand what are we defining. And then we have made a dictionary name by user information. So now let's get user input for the full name. So user input for the name, and then we have asked it to input their full name. Same for hometown. And now it's where it gets interesting. So we have used while loop with an if else statement in it. So basically, if the user input, so first we ask the user for their age, and if the input is not in digits, it will ask the system to convert it into an integer. If that doesn't work, it breaks the code right there if it works. But if that does not work, it prints out the output invalid age, please enter numeric value. And then later in the end, we have merging the dictionary with the user inputs to print the output. So we have used user information and personal user information, and we have combined those two. And now we have printed out the values using an f string and a backward slash n to print out the output on separate lines for clearer readability. So let's run this code and let's enter my name, my hometown, Sharjah, and my age, which will now work. And then it will ask you to enter again, and we can enter it again, and it works. And there you have it. That is our exercise number 3. Exercise number 4, we are supposed to make a primitive simple quiz. So this is the simple version of it, and I'll be showing the advanced one a little bit later. So first I have added a print statement which prints out the statement, what are the capitals of the following European countries? And then the statement after asks the user what is the capital of France, and then it asks for the user input. And then we've used an if-else statement and a nested if statement to make sure the user can get another try if they get the answer wrong in their first try. So let's give this a go. And we've also used dot lower over here, as you can see. So just in case if we enter a capital R in the middle of our parents, we will still be able to get the answer as your, we will still be getting the answer correct, since it's just a little bit of a capitalization issue. That's just it. So this dot lower thing gets rid of that issue. So let's enter the capital of France, and we will be purposefully using capital letters just to make sure that we know that the dot lower thing works. And there you have it, this question, and then you have the answer. So that's that. And for the advanced version, it's the same format just for different countries, different 10 countries actually, and that's just it. And it just asks for different 10 European countries. Now for exercise number 5, days of the month. This is the simplified version, and then the advanced version is coming up next. In this, basically, I have created a dictionary that holds the months and the days as the values of the variables. And the dictionary of the months and days is named months and days, and it contains the following months and their corresponding days. And for February, we've kept it to default days for the simple version, and for the leap year, we will be doing that in the advanced one. And uh, for this one, we have asked the user to enter a month number between 1 and 12 and to check if the month is valid, and to get the corresponding output for that, we have used an if-else statement to make sure the month is greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 12. And if it is that and it passes that check, it prints out the following month has following amount of days, and if it doesn't, it asks you to enter the month between 1 and 12. So let's ask that. Let's run the code, sorry. Enter a month between 1 and 12. So let's enter a month between 1 and 12. So let's enter 3. So the month 3 has 31 days. So yeah, that's that. And now let's go to the advanced version. And so sorry. We have edited the code to fit the advanced requirements, and we have still kept February to be a default days, and which will be later adjusted for leap years in the following code. So we have asked the user input for the month number, same as before, and we're checking if the month is valid. So if the month is greater than or equal to 1 or less than or equal to 12, it will print out the output. But if the month, that is 2, which is February, is a leap year, and to figure out if it's a leap year, we have used a boolean, yes or no, and then we have set the days to 29 if leap year is equals to yes. And that's it. And it just prints out the days that according to that. So days months equals to the months. So print the number of days corresponding to the month. Print using f string the month following has this many days. And if not, invalid month, enter a number between 1 and 12 again. So we've used a nested if method over here. So let's run this code real quick. Enter a month between 1 and 12. Let's enter 2 just in case. Is it a leap year, yes or no? Let's say yes, because why not? And this month has 29 days. So that's basically that. Exercise number 6. So it's the brute force attack, in which we're supposed to get the correct password. So first we've assigned the correct password, we have added variable, and we have attached the value to the correct password. We have also added a variable for the number of tries taken. And then we have used a while loop to allow the user to have 5 attempts at their password. So if the password, then we have asked the user input for the password, and we've used input, bracket, enter password, colon, and then we have used if statement to check if the password is correct. If the password is correct, it will print correct password, and it will break the code right there. But if the password is not correct, it will print password incorrect, try again. And this allows the user to have 5 tries, and over here, as you can see, it says tries plus 1. The more tries you get, the more it keeps on adding, and if the tries equal to if the number of tries equals to 5, too many tries, too many incorrect tries, authorities have been informed. So let's test this code real quick. Sorry, let's run this. Enter password. So we're purposefully going to get it wrong 4 times, okay? 1, let's just get it wrong. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Password wrong. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Password wrong. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Password wrong. Now let's enter the correct password, and the correct password is there. So that's for exercise number 6. Exercise number 7, sum counting. I have used my knowledge of loops, so I've used for loop over here. And for the first one, I have assigned A, for the second one, B, and for the following, C, D, E, and F. So for the first one, it's basically printing out the output on separate lines, and then the other option that I've picked out over here, that is printing out the output on the same line for better readability. So it doesn't print out in different separate lines. So basically, for the first one, it's assigning the range and then the increment value, and then it prints out on separate lines. And for the second one, it prints it out on separate lines for better readability. So now let's run this code. I have used the same format for the following, for the decrements, for the increments, and we've adjusted the range according to the requirement of the questions. And now let's run the code and let's see how it looks. So we have it over here, the whole code. So we have counting from 0 to 50 in increments of 1. So we have that. And we have it on same line. And then we have counting down from 50 to 1 in different lines. And then we have counting down from 50 to 0 in decrements of 1 on the same line. And then counting down from 30 to 50 in increments of 1, and so on, so on. And that's basically exercise 7. Exercise number 8, simple search. So we have the simple search as the simple one, and then there's an optional one which I have done. So first of all, we have the list of names, and we have labeled the list as names list, which contains the following names that were required. And the name that we're searching for, we've created a variable for that, and we're searching for the name. And we're using if to check if the value Sam is in the list, and an if else statement to check if the value is in the list and to print out the output accordingly. So if the name is found in the list, it will print the name is found in the list, and if it's not, it will print out the following name is not found in the list. So now let's run the code. And since Sam is in the list, we can find that the Sam is found in the list. And now let's move on to our optional one. In this, we are allowing the user to input whichever name they want to search. So we have the same name list. We are just going to change the searching name variable into being able to get user input. So we have allowed it to get user input and dot lower. So we can cancel out the capitalization. Doesn't matter if it's there or not. And let's just see how it looks. We have the same if else statement and everything. So let's just print out and let's see how it goes. So we will let's search up the name Ian. So let's just search Ian, and Ian is found on the list. So that is simple search optional. Exercise number 9, we have a fill in the blanks question to print out hello to the console. So the following is a fill in the blank type of question. So basically we have filled out the blanks, and the hello function, this function prints the statement to display hello on the console. Main function, this function calls the hello function to execute its following code, and then the if name equals to name, this ensures that the main function is not only executed, it is run directly when it is not imported as a specific module. So now let's run this code and let's see how it is. Hello, so it prints out the word hello. The last exercise, exercise number 10, is a program that asks if the value is odd or even. So we have created a function to check whether the number is odd or even, and we have used define function, we have defined it as odd even check, and then we have added the bracket number. So if the number is in percentage of 2, this is a specific formula which is used to figure out if the number is even. And if the number passes this check, it prints out the number is even. Else, it prints out the provided number is odd. And then we have used the main function. So we have used define main, and then we get the user input for the number the user wants to enter, using the function to print out the output, and calling the function so it will print the result, and then using the main function to make it more effective. Efficient, sorry. So let's just run this code and let's see how it looks. So let's enter a number. Let's enter the number 13, and the provided number is odd. So that is it for my Summative assessment repository codes, and that's it. Thank you.